Hi, I'm Faggy Cobry from Creative Inking, and today's video is going to be about inks on tiles. It's not going to be a very comprehensive video. It's going to show you basically how the inks work on tiles with a few examples of what I did on tiles. Enjoy.
Tiles are one of the most popular substrates, backgrounds, to use with alcohol inks. The main reason is because it wipes right down to white. If you want to clean it off with alcohol, if you make a mistake, you wipe it down and you get white. Or if you want to leave some white in an image, you're using Yupo paper, any other kind of substrate, it pretty much leaves a stain. So this is why, one of the reasons that people use tiles. These are the two most common. This is a 4x4. This is a 6x6. Okay, I'm going to start by trying with this 4x4 tile, and I'm just going to drip. Just will make a quick abstract. You'll see also that it also spreads out really nicely. I love the way it spreads out on the tile. So it spreads out on the Kirkland photo paper too. Not as much on the Yupo, but I love this the dripping and the spreading. So stuck. So we'll just, you know what? I think I'm going to add also a let's see which green. This one. Make sure that I have. You could see that it's all covered with white. Okay. Okay, here we have this tile, nice and dry, even though it doesn't look so dry. Well, it's not even 100% dry actually, but it's good enough for our purposes. There's two ways I'm going to try to take ink off. Number one, I'm going to use this as a spray onto some of my finger, and then I am going to use alcohol in here with a Q-tip. We'll start with that and just watch how wipe off here. I don't know if you have experience working with the Yupo paper. If you do, then you would see that when you work with the Yupo paper, it just doesn't come down to white. It doesn't, sometimes it takes a little bit more to do it, but just see that? Just totally down to white. Now, okay, so that's the first. Just showing you how it removes, how the ink removes from the tiles. That's number one. I ended up cleaning off that tile that had the blue on it, and I didn't do such a great job with it because I'm just going to drip on top of it. But you can clean it as much as you can, and it definitely comes down to white. So let's say if you want to do something like this. So you just, let's say I use these colors, and you drip, just so beautiful the way it drips. Let's see, what colors are we going to use here? I think we're going to stick to this contrast here. So I'm going to use some pink. Not going to be much contrast either, but I'll add more of a monochromatic. Let's see what goes with red. That is, do some purple with this. Oh my gosh. That's what teeth are for. Okay. And then you put it in the alcohol, and then you just and then, of course, there's my gold that I love. You could always take a little bit of red and add some back in here. to fill in the... See, you can make all kinds of beautiful abstracts on the tiles. With this one, I'm going to just try a simple landscape. And I am going to drip. I'm going to drip this way. Okay? I'm going to drip this way. Just going to do... Sometimes you can add a little bit blending solution or alcohol to it to make it drip more, or if you want to just use other blues. Oh, I'm going to finish with this, and I'm just going to add some more down this way, maybe a touch of this color. Okay, that'll be my sky. There goes the brown. Really never know what you're going to end up with these inks. I'm not going to work on this whole thing. I really just want to show you the whole idea of working on tiles. So I have my foreground and I have my sky. And let's say you want to put in a lake there. This is an alcohol ink blending pen which has alcohol in it. So you can use paper towels or Q-tips, but you can also use something like this. And you just wipe it away, and you could, and then the truth of the matter is, you wipe it down, it'll work, but I actually like to use just a paper towel because I think that just gets rid of it more. And then you would be putting in whatever you dab in with a brush, whatever lake color you want. And then if you want trees, you would, same thing, you would start like this and build the trees. Now, I'm not the best artist. There's many that are much better than me at doing this, but I just wanted to just give you the idea. So even if it doesn't remove all the color, you're basically taking it off so you can dab in your own color. Okay, so let me start now. Let me just end this part with showing you tiles, how you seal them. This is the most popular one. This is Kamar Varnish. I've tried it. People say that you have to leave a lot of time between coats. I do them outside, and I spray them, and then every 10 or 15 minutes, you're supposed to do about 3 coats in it, and this is supposed to set the inks. And then this is UV. It's supposed to protect it from fading. You do the same thing. So we'll take a couple of hours, and some people say they need to use a lot more time in between. And then if you want to use them as coasters, and you need high heat, I don't know, this is what I've been using. I did it in a class. I never asked the students if it works to protect high heat, because the first time I did it with a class, I didn't know about this and the inks came off. I had tried something like this also, but this is supposed to be what protects it from the heat. And those are the 3 basic sprays you need to set your tiles. I've never seen anyone use the inks on this before. This is like a gray long tile, and I know I've done things on black, so what I'm going to do it the same way I do it on black, which means I'm going to use white, and I'm just going to make an abstract here, and let's see how that works. So let's see if it goes. You can see it a little bit better than if you do on the black, but if you add a little white in there and you make a puff, ooh, that is pretty. guess what? I like that. I'm just gonna do this whole thing with this. So I decided to use only this pretty pink on top of the gray because I love the way pink and gray look. So I had made a mistake. It also wipes down, even though it doesn't, I wasn't careful enough because I figured I'm gonna do more flowers on top of it and it's not gonna really make that much of a difference. You probably can do it without the white also, but just having the white makes it really pop that much more. So I'm just doing flowers on this whole thing, and it just fills it up, and I just think it's so gorgeous. And then I have to go in because I wasn't careful about cleaning it before. I have to go in and clean it up. So I didn't realize that I wasn't getting the whole thing in the frame. But what I really was just trying to do was trying to add like a long branch with green, but it was really getting too fat, and I kept trying to clean it up with the brush, just using the brush and some alcohol and paper towels, and it just wasn't cleaning up that well, so I ended up just taking the whole thing off. And anyway, I just like the starkness of the pink against the gray. And then I just decided to add some centers. I added a little white. Of course, it just made it into a lighter pink because it dulled it a little bit. And I added some black dots around there to make it look more like a center. I think the black dots were a little bit too dark. So I added some white, and I kind of wanted to make those stand out a little bit more. So really, that's really, that. Oh, then I decided to paint the sides because I don't like the way it was dripping down. But then what happened was it dripped onto the face of the tile. So that again was just easily cleaned up, and I just really liked the way this one came out. So I'm really just going to try this because I found it very interesting. This tile, it's like a glass tile. I'm gonna see how it reacts and just try to make something pretty on it. So this tile was a glass tile. It's white underneath, but I thought it was so cool because it is like a translucent quality about it. So I decided I was just going to try a simple little image with this. So I took yellow because it was more translucent. It was like a lighter color. I made a little flower, and I'm using 2 tones of green for the foliage in the back. And then I was looking for black to make the center. I couldn't find it, so I added some gray, and it spread out quite a lot, which inks sometimes tend to do. And instead of wiping it away, I decided to go with it. And I was making the center with white, and then I decided I wanted to just add some of that into the flower petals itself. So I pulled it out, I fixed it up, added some more white, and how do you like it? I think it's quite cool.
So if you like this video, like the video, share it, and please subscribe to my channel right below so you don't miss any more videos coming up from Creative Inking on alcohol inks.